What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com and welcome back to another one of our Kentucky Derby horse capsules. All right, let's keep it going, and let's keep it going with an overseas horse. Let's study Admire Daytona here next. The Japanese bred, although he's by American Horses. We'll talk about that here in just a second. All right, 3 starts for this horse so far this year, 2 wins, 6 starts overall with 2 wins and 2 seconds. Okay, let's get to it. Here's what this horse has done. And you kind of see it took a while. It took 4 races to break the maiden, but finally got it done in Tokyo. Ran 4th in a prep race there in Japan for the Kentucky Derby before going over to the UAE Derby and finishing 1st. So like most international runners, we don't have a lot of data to go off of as far as, our normal numbers that we look at, but you can kind of watch the UAE Derby and see that this horse was getting stronger as they approached the wire. And that mile and 3/16 race is, it's a good indication that this horse can kind of, will get a mile and a quarter. Now, will he get it fast enough? I'm doubtful, but, he did kind of, as they were approaching the wire, he seemed to be the one that was getting the strongest. So, look, it's not a great resume. There's no doubt about it. The UAE Derby winner hasn't had much success here. Of course, Forever Young did nearly win it last year. And if not for a horrific break from the gate, or Sierra Leone, Forever Young may have won the Kentucky Derby, and then we couldn't say, hey, the UAE Derby is kind of a non-factor. But when I look at Forever Young last year, that felt like a superstar type of horse. I don't get that from Admire Daytona so much this year. When we do start to look at the negatives, obviously the positive, yes, UAE Derby victory. The negative, it's not a route that's had a lot of success, as in it hasn't had any success. And he doesn't really feel like a superstar going in, and he doesn't feel like a superstar going out. So just a little skeptical on what he can do in the talent level that he actually has. Now, this horse is by Dre Fong. If you're like, Dre Fong, the sprinter? Yes, Dre Fong, the sprinter, out of a Shackelford mare. Of course, Shackelford won the Preakness Stakes. He kind of, I think his best races were at a mile. He went up and won the Met Mile the next year after he won the Preakness. And I thought that was a really good race for him. But still, he could win at a mile and 3/16. Obviously, pretty good little pedigree on the bottom there as far as distance. Now, Dre Fong, you may say, hey, he's a sprinter. How's this horse running a mile and 3/16? It's interesting. I looked at Dre Fong's pedigree and I was like, how did he ever sprint? He is by Gio Ponte, out of a let's see, I forget now. He's by Giaponte out of, there it is, out of a Ghost Sapper mare. I was like, wow, how was that horse a sprinter? That's like a turf router type of pedigree. Anyway, so I get why, long story short here, I get why Admire Daytona, maybe he can go longer than Dre Fong, because Dre Fong probably should have went longer than that as well. So pretty good pedigree to go the distance when you kind of look at the, down the line 2 or 3 generations. So I think, distance is not going to be a problem, which could be obviously why I thought he was getting, stronger than some of the other horses in the race as they approached the wire in the UAE Derby. So that's good. Pedigree's good. Pedigree's good for dirt, everything like that. Obviously we got some races over it, so that shows us. So, nothing to be really overly excited about here as I kind of talk about the final verdict on this horse. I don't know his overall talent level. I think it's a little low compared to the rest of the horses in this race, or at least compared to the main contenders in the race. And so I'm not going to play him, but I will say, these horses coming in from overseas, they seem to be getting closer, at least, when it comes to last year, had a couple of horses that had come over for overseas, and they made good impacts, talking about T.O. Password, talking about Forever Young. So, but I'm not going to play him here. I just don't. I didn't love the UAE Derby. I don't love this horse overall, so no play from me here. But look, if you're wanting a long shot that you think, hey, pedigree, or maybe not even the pedigree, but you watch that last race, you go, hey, he was running okay at the wire, then this could be the one for you. It's just not for me. All right, guys, that'll do it for this horse capsule of Admire Daytona. We'll be back with more, of course, throughout the week. All right, guys, hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more Kentucky Derby news.